Hey everyone, it's Sarah. I have my second layout here using the Marks & Company kit. And this layout is going to be about one of my sorority sisters' weddings that I went to she got married in 2012. And it was kind of a little mini reunion because there were 6 of us, including the bride, who are sorority sisters, and a lot of us hadn't seen each other since, gosh, for probably 10 years. So it was a lot of fun to get back together and kind of be reunited. So I'm going to use that blue cardstock as a background, and I'm using this this paper here. It's kind of a circle-y, almost floral type, but that's gonna ground all my pictures and stuff. So I used an Amy Tangerine cut apart, and I wanted that arrow to be pointing towards the 5 of us that are in that picture, but I didn't just want to use, just an arrow and that's it. So I ended up cutting, not an exact 3x4 square from that paper. I cut the arrow plus a little bit of the next pattern, which happened to be blue. That was a little trick that Amy Tan taught me when I took one of her classes in San Diego. I never thought to cut it up, like that. I always thought, oh, I have to cut it in a 3x4. I have to cut it exactly on the lines. No, you don't. You don't have to do that. So I'm making kind of a 4 square collage here in the middle, and I am using this frame from Dear Lizzie. It's just a pink frame, and that's going to surround that little cut apart thing there. And I am going to use a distress tool, which I don't use very often, but for some reason I wanted to get it out and to use it on here. So I'm going to distress all 4 edges of this paper here. And basically what that tool does is from Close to My Heart. And it, you literally, it's a circle, and you stick the paper into the little notches, and it literally just like shreds your paper all along the edges. But since it's a circle like that, it only, you can't go crazy on it really. So it won't ruin anything at all. It just gives it like a little distressed look to it. And I really love the way it turned out. It adds a lot of texture. I had this little piece of a doily from a previous layout that I had done. So it was just sitting in my package. So I put that on the side there. And I'm going to do some more stitching. I'm going to do this ampersand, because I want my title to be Reunited and It Feels So Good. So my ampersand is going to be the and part of the title. So I'm going to kind of do my letters, the alphabet of my title around the ampersand. And I'm going to use this gray thread. I'm going to try to get this doily down there so it doesn't go flying all over the place. I go to start stitching, and then I realize I forgot a couple holes there. So I have to go back and put those in. And then I realized I had gone through the cardstock as well. I didn't really mean to do that, but it's no big deal. I'm going to cover it up. So I use a piece of washi tape to hold my thread in place because I don't tie knots very well. So I just use washi tape on the back to do that. And there it is, all stitched. I turned my camera off because you didn't need to see that. It takes a while. So I'm going to use this washi that came with the kit, and I'm going to do a little bit on the top, a little bit on the bottom. And that's like a gold polka dot washi tape there. And I'm going to put these wood veneer letters that came in the kit. I did not have a D in the kit in the letters, but I really wanted to use those wood veneer, so the D is an upside down P, pretty much. And it doesn't really matter to me that it, you know, like one letter, you know, looks like it's lowercase, all the rest are uppercase. I mean, it is what it is. It's not detrimental. People are not going to not like the layout because of that. So it doesn't bother me. And it spells out what I need. And when you read it, you can, you know, you'll read it as Reunited. So not a big deal. So I'm getting those letters all put down with my glossy accents. And I also pulled out a 5. Technically there were 6 of us there, including the bride, but we weren't able to get pictures with her. Of course, you know, it's hard to get a picture with the bride on her wedding day. So I just put 5 because, you know, those are the 5 of us. One of them, Amy, who's on the very left-hand side, she was the maid of honor, and then there's me, and then Selena and Kelly, we were all guests, and then Diane is on the left-hand, or on the right-hand side, and she was a bridesmaid. So I just put 5 because there's 5 of us, you know, in that one group picture, and then I have a couple others. And Diane, who is with me in the bottom right-hand picture, she was actually my roommate in college. And it's funny, we still call each other roomie, even like 12 years later. But she actually introduced me to my husband. She was friends with him, and obviously I was sorority sisters with her, and we lived together. And then I met him because he was hanging out with her, and yeah, and now we're married 12 years later. I'm going to use this Love paper clip and just kind of layer it over one of the pictures there. And that is from Freckled Fawn. And I'm going to use this, it's a little tab sticker from Studio Calico. That thing, that's an old package, so I've had it for a long time. These little flower, what would you call those? Medallions, maybe? It's like metal with a pink flower on top of it. Those are from Freckled Fawn as well, so I'm going to use those 2 up on this page, and that helps bring out the pink in the frame as well. And I'm going to use some sequins. I'm going to use all the, it's like a gray sequins, and that came in the Studio Calico kit. So I'm going to use up all those. I don't have any more sequins left now between the last layout and this one. So that's good. I'm going to go ahead and start committing and sticking some stuff down here. And my glossy accents got clogged up. What I do is I keep a little, that's like a sewing pin, you know, just like a push pin. And I taped it onto the side of my bottle with some washi tape. And then whenever I need to unclog my bottle, I just, you know, pull it out, unclog it, and then put it right back. Glossy Accents does, probably any type of liquid glue can clog up every once in a while. So instead of having to fish out a pin every single time, I just keep it on the side of my bottle there. So those pink stars and this little blue gems, those are both from Freckled Fawn kits. So I'm just going to scatter those around the layout a little bit. And also those vellum the alphabet stickers, it feels so good. Those are from Freckled Fawn as well. I was talking while I was putting those down. But so I used, you know, a lot from the Studio Calico kit, but also a lot from my Freckled Fawn. So I'm going to use these 2 little strips of paper. These are actually from the Valley High kit. These are just little scraps that I had still sitting on my desk. And the pink ties in really well with the frame and the flowers, so I'm going to use those on the top and the bottom of this layout just to kind of help ground everything and to help highlight the pink as well. And it's a nice little subtle floral design. And I'm going to do my journaling alongside here. And it just says Sorority Sisters Reunited after 12 years from Arizona to California. or from Florida to, what am I writing? Florida to New York to Arizona. Amy and Diane had come from Florida, and Kristen, who was the bride, lived in Phoenix, Arizona, and I lived in Tucson at the time, which was only probably 2 hours apart. Actually, Selena lives in Phoenix as well, and it took us a long time to reconnect and realize that we both lived 2 hours apart. You know, we went to college in Florida, but now we're living 2 hours apart in Arizona, you know, 10 years later. So that was kind of funny. And then Kelly, I can't remember if she was she might have been living in California at the time, but she lives in New York now, New York City. But I just kind of wanted to put, you know, where everyone had traveled from to attend Kristen's wedding. And I'm going to use a wood veneer arrow here to point, to go from the title over to the picture of the 5 of us together. And that is going to complete my layout. I have some close-ups here for you. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you again really soon. Bye.